Hello everyone. We are sure that you guys missed us and wondered why we didn't post anything recently. There was some problem with our channel, so we couldn't post your favorite manhwa recaps, but we are back now and you can jump right in from where you left off. In the last video, we saw Theo telling Sejun about the veteran hunter Taejun found out that he was not on the 40th floor. Sejun was shocked to learn that Theo made contact with a legendary hunter and he decided to get on good terms with Taejun. After that, Theo requested him to teach a lesson to Orin, who got fooled by Scaram and insulted him. Sejun saw an opportunity and immediately agreed. A few days later, Orin and his lackeys came to the 99th floor. They had no money to buy food or water, so they were starved and parched. But then, by a miracle, they found some salesmen selling water. It was the Chunky Rabbit with his younger Chunky brother, and they sold water bottles for 1 tower coin. Orin and his friends had no choice but to buy them on credit and signed a contract that they would pay the money within 3 days or pay 10 times the amount. Confident that he would sell all the items before that, Orin quickly accepted the contract and took all the water. His group soon ran out of water, but then they found a restaurant run by the Sickle Rabbit that offered them the same credit contract. Orin and his lackeys ate as much as they could and then fell asleep. When they woke up, they found a Minotaur in front of them. They were terrified, but the Minotaur led them to the king, who was even more intimidating. Orin somehow gathered the courage to tell the Minotaur King about the items from outside the tower, and the king said that he knows just the right person to appraise the value of the items. So he called Sejun and introduced him as the Great Black Dragon, shocking Orin and his companions. Sejun stands in front of the 3 scared cats, with the giant Minotaur King towering behind him. Orin is both shocked and excited to see Sejun, or the Great Black Dragon, and wonders why he would be here. Sejun then introduces himself as the Great Black Dragon, and he has done it so many times now that he can act naturally. He declares that he possesses the power to appraise rare magical items and clarifies that lies don't work before him. He orders the cats to come to him and show him the items, and Orin immediately scurries towards him while his lackeys are nervous. Orin is an opportunist deep down to his core, and he thinks that running into the Black Dragon is a jackpot. After all, he is the most powerful being who controls the entire tower. Orin thinks that if Sejun likes his products, he won't even have to pay any attention to the Minotaur King. He begins thinking that if he earns the grace of the Black Dragon, he may become the greatest and richest person inside the tower. With those thoughts, he dumps all the things in his bag on the floor that include common things like a stapler, a lighter, a nail cutter, a roller, and other things. Sejun looks at them, and Orin meekly tells him that these are all the items he has. Sejun recognizes everything, obviously, and he thinks that nothing looks particularly useful. His attention goes to the roll cleaner, which has been used up and is now close to being trash. He begins to wonder where the goblin named Scaram got these products from. Unaware of that, Orin starts flattering Sejun, saying that he has an eye for precious items. He tells him about the roll cleaner, explaining that it has a kind of adhesive magic that gets rid of dust or fur. Sejun asks him the price of the roll cleaner just to check, and Orin tells him that it is worth 50 tower coins, slightly nervous. His lackeys are shocked at this because Orin bought the roll cleaner from Scaram for just 5 tower coins. They think that Orin is amazing because he is not afraid of the Great Black Dragon and can confidently demand a higher price. Orin also thinks the same and believes that he has a knack for being a great merchant. He then asks Sejun if he would like to purchase the item, adding that since it is a magic item from outside the tower, it is difficult to obtain here. Sejun just sighs and then puts on his mean face as he reminds Orin that he already told him that lies won't work on consumable products that use sticky paper that can be rolled and peeled off. He says that there are a lot of these on Earth, and this one has been used so much that it is trash. Sejun sternly tells Orin that everything he has brought is as useless as him, and there is not even a single magic item among them. Orin freaks out and says that he definitely heard that the items have magic imbued in them. He says that the Black Dragon must be mistaken, but immediately realizes that he just screwed up so badly that even Bob the Builder can't unscrew him. He shuts his mouth in panic as the Minotaur King slams his hand on the ground next to him, crushing it. The Minotaur King asks Orin how dare he say that the Great Black Dragon is lying, and the poor cat is terrified. Well, even Sejun almost passed out, so it was expected. Orin and his 2 lackeys immediately fall to the ground in fear, and he says that everything the Black Dragon said was true. Orin begs for mercy from Sejun for deceiving him. He finally realizes what Theo told him earlier was true, and Scaram was a fraud after all. He begs Sejun to at least spare their lives, and Sejun says he will do that. Then he reminds the cat about the debts he has incurred along the way. Orin is shocked and asks Sejun how he knows about that. He replies that he is the one who runs those businesses in the tower as a hobby. To clarify things in case the dumb cat has not understood anything, Sejun says that everything he and his friends ate was from his stores. Oren freaks out, and then the main actors of Sejun's plan come there. The sickle rabbit says that if they total their expenses in food and drinks and multiply it by 10 as per the debt contract, they have to pay 500 tower coins. Moreover, they are going to charge the cats for lodging as well as a cleaning fee for all the illegal dumping of waste on the 99th floor. I knew that was going to happen. The sickle rabbit cheerfully declares that in terms of bricks, their debt is worth 100,000 bricks. But since Oren is not American, he only understands the metric system. He asks the sickle rabbit what bricks she is talking about, and the Minotaur King answers the question. He says that if they can't pay with money, they should pay with their bodies. Oren freaks out because he still doesn't understand what it means and wonders if the Minotaur is asking him to open an OnlyFans account. The Minotaur King finally tells him that he and his friends have to make bricks in this place. He takes them to the Minotaurs, who are making bricks using the soft mud. A lot of Minotaurs are hard at work, setting the mud in the molds, taking them out after trying, transporting them to different locations, and assembling them together. The work is completed quite fast thanks to all the Minotaurs working hard, and Sejun proudly shows that to the cats. He then tells Oren that according to the contract they signed, they must make 100,000 mud bricks to pay back their debt. Well, the cats are terrified now because there is no way they can make bricks that are as big as them, and especially not in the large amount. Sejun affirms, saying that even if they work hard, they will only be able to make around 10 bricks per day, and that means it will take them 10,000 days to make all the bricks required. On top of that, they will have to stay here and eat the food here all that time, and they will incur more debt each day, which means they would have to make even more bricks. Sejun, the loan shark, says that they will have to make bricks forever at this rate, and the cats panic, with one of them clutching its ears in shock. They fall before Sejun and start begging him to overlook their mistake just this one time. Oren says that they will do anything else but the bricks, and Sejun kneels down, saying that he will give him a chance. He says that among all the businesses he runs, the head of the distribution unit needs some help. So the job of Oren and his friends will be to follow the distribution head around, carrying stuff within their bundles and selling them. Sejun asks Oren if this task is simple enough for him to understand with just words, and then explains that to pay off their debt, they will have to work in the distribution unit of their farm for 10,000 days. I did the math so that you don't have to, and 10,000 days is roughly 27 years. That means Oren is screwed anyway. Sejun asks him if he likes the offer and then says that he will give him 1 grilled fish every day. Oren immediately agrees to the job, with tears of relief in his eyes. Sejun is pleased too and says that they will write up a new contract now. The 3 cats bow before him and thank him, as Sejun prepares the contract on his end. Oren thinks that working for 10,000 days is better than making bricks. On top of that, the new work is not much different from that of a wandering merchant. He thinks that if he is going to deal in some food items, he will be able to solve the food shortage in his village as well, so that will be 2 birds with a stone. On top of that, he gets to work under the Great Black Dragon, which certainly would have its perks. Oren puts his paw marks to sign the contract, thinking that he doesn't even care if the Black Dragon is a demon. He will work under him. With that, Sejun tells them that the contract is finalized and congratulates them on becoming interns. Oren nervously asks what they should do now, and Sejun says that the head of the distribution unit will tell them. He introduces Oren to the head of the distribution unit, who walks towards them and then suddenly leaps on Sejun's shoulder. Theo proudly says that he is the head of the distribution unit, but Oren couldn't process that because he was so shocked to see the orange cat. He exclaims, asking what the midnight runaway beggar is doing here. In response, he gets a bonk on his head from Theo, who tells him that he is an intern, so he should show respect to the head. Even Sejun is shocked by his reaction. Theo then introduces himself as the head of the distribution unit as well as the Black Dragon's first subordinate. He tells the 3 cats that they will have to listen to him now, and when they don't give an answer immediately, he yells at them to say something. Oren and his lackeys are still confused, but they accept Theo as their new boss. While Theo laughs, Oren curses his situation, because right now, someone worse than a demon has appeared in his life. Soon, Theo takes the 3 interns to the tomato farms and tells them that they are going to work here from now on. The cats are already dejected on seeing the scale of the farm, and then Theo tells them to follow him because he is going to teach them how to harvest cherry tomatoes for sale. Oren and others gloomily follow Theo, and Sejun can see the orange cat getting increasingly proud and confident. He thinks that it will be more convenient for him too, because with more subordinates, the number of bundles and the crops that they can carry down the tower will increase. Sejun then thanks the Minotaur King for acting along despite the situation being a bit troublesome. The Minotaur King tells him that there is no need to thank him because he received orders directly from the tower manager through the status window. She told the Minotaur King to do as Sejun says and also told him that they were allowed to call him the Great Black Dragon. The Minotaur King then says that more than anything, they should help each other as good neighbors. He says that it would be nice to receive the sincerity of gratitude as well, and Sejun can see him drooling already. He tells the Minotaur King to take the green onion leaves and the cherry tomato plants while he is here, and the Minotaur King immediately runs to the heap. On seeing him so happy, Sejun wonders if he should have gifted something to the Minotaur King much earlier. Suddenly, his attention goes to Theo's loud voice coming from the farm, and he turns around to find him lecturing the interns about their mistakes. One of them has harvested the unripe green tomato, and Theo scolds him. Next, he schools another one who removed the stem from the tomato, saying that it reduces the value of the crop. He lectures them that there is not a single thing they are doing right and acts high and mighty as he calls them fools who know nothing. He says he will teach them the proper method and asks them to sit down, which they dejectedly do. On seeing this, Sejun says that the frog can't remember his days as a tadpole, which means that Theo doesn't remember that once he was a foolish noob like Orin and his lackeys too. He just laughs at it, thinking that Theo will manage things on his end. But little does he know that he just created a greedy abomination that will not stop at anything. That's all for this video. Orin and his lackeys learned their lesson after Sejun scammed them into becoming his underlings. Now that Theo has the right to command his former rival, it will be interesting to see how his attitude changes further. To see that and more things, tune in next week for the next part. Till then, subscribe to our channel and check out our other videos.